Yes, Alfie, how are you, brother?
I'm good, Jack. How are you?
Good man. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for jumping on the call today. Matt, I just wanted to dive in a little bit and a little bit into your coaching journey and experience, right? We've worked together a few different times, but what you've managed to achieve, throughout the coaching and even after the coaching, I think has been very empowering, very inspirational. And sometimes when people see people doing well, achieving great things, they you think that they was always like that. They don't realize where that person was before or what was going on. And I know you are where you are now, but where you wasn't there once upon a time, And I think it'd be great to talk through your journey and experience through coaching to give anyone else a little nudge or to see, what's possible for their own life, right? So before we dived in on the coaching, what was life like before we started working together, Alfie?
Yeah, I've basically worked in the recruitment industry since leaving school. So from 16 to where I am now, 30, 14 years. So it's always been fast paced, long hours, high intensity. Obviously, I know you know the recruitment industry very well, client
Very
base.
well.
Um, but also with my mentality, I am very much all or nothing in all areas. So as much as it was great professionally and fast paced and lots of success, there was also the fast pace with the socializing and the going outside as well, and the all or nothing mentality in both areas. So I would say up until like mid 20s, it was a little bit chaotic, but lots of positive things in there.
Mm.
Um, but just a lot going on, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And what was the moment that you realized, you know what, I need to get someone to help me with coaching, and what made you jump on board with me with coaching? Like, where was you at specifically? When did it get to the point you think, you know what, I need to do something different? You said things were going well, but you obviously weren't where you wanted to be, right? What was that moment of realization where you thought, I need to get some help, support, or what is it you wanted to change initially?
I think deep down I knew that I had a lot more to give. I think I was coasting and I was doing well, but I wasn't unlocking my full potential,
Mm.
personally and professionally. So then I started to look into self improvement coaches, high performance coaches like yourself. And I think initially, what helped me with working with yourself was it was very relatable. So your background, the sort of experiences that you've had, and the journey that you'd already been on, I could really relate to.
Mm.
So I think initially it started with just wanting more from myself personally and professionally, and then seeing your journey, what you had been on, and relating to your past, and
Mm.
then seeing where you were in terms of your fitness, your progression, and how you got yourself there. That was what initially interested me.
Nice, thank you, bro. What are some of the things, if you don't mind sharing, like some challenges or struggles that you was dealing with before the coaching?
I think it was just the balance of going out, socializing, and work. I
Mm.
think it got to a stage where the socializing would take over the weekends so much because I'm all or nothing and I'd be out all weekend, and then the recovery during the week, it would take me a good few days to recover, and then I wasn't eating healthy, I wasn't in a routine, I wasn't very structured, I was just in survival mode. um, and then I think that's initially where it started.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, bro. And then as you went through the coaching, what do you feel like are some key things that we touched base on or that you implemented that really stood out to you, that helped you start to create that balance, feel better about yourself, improve and progress your life?
I think there was a couple of things. I think having a bit more structure around where you are and where you want to get to. I think if I look at before I did the coaching, I was doing well and I was things were going great, and but I didn't really know where I wanted to get to, or why I wanted to get there or
Mm.
how. So I think that really helped me understand. Like I didn't even think about having a purpose, setting a real structured goal system in place, and look at why I'm doing this and
Yeah.
how I'm going to get there. to help motivate me to become a better person. Like I didn't have any education on it. I didn't know. So
Mm.
that was massive for me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and what did that purpose give you when you had that? What do you feel like that gave you once we implemented that in your life?
It gave me a lot of clarity, and it made decisions easier for me, because I was like, right, I understand who I want to be and where I want to be.
Mm.
And it just gave me that clarity. It made decisions a lot easier, it made progression a lot easier. So, like for example, in the early days, I'm now 18 months sober. So in the early days, it was obviously very difficult for me. So that was a massive, massive change. But I think when I understood, right, okay, this is where I want to get to, and these actions are not taking me there,
Mm.
um, it was a lot easier to make those changes with like a good purpose structure in place.
Yeah, for sure. And do you feel like that even because it sounds great that you're 18 months sober now, right? But me and you both know the journey and how difficult that can actually be. And I know there was a few times going through, you kept, falling back. You'd do 3 months, go back, couple months, go back, maybe a month and go back, right? Do you feel like having the purpose in place, having the support in place, have been around the right people and things like that allowed you to keep coming back stronger and pushing and progressing and eventually get where you are today?
Massively. There's
Yeah.
so many different factors that have helped. The
Mm.
community is one of them.
Yeah.
Meet people like yourself and other people that are outside of your normal weekend circles, because that's just going to give you the same results.
Yeah.
And seeing people that are similar to you, been through similar backgrounds, grown up in a similar way, completely transform and change their life for the better. Gives you the confidence that you can do it.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and then I think having something structured in place, which you've got to work towards, because the thing is, what I've learned about this is you've got to want to do it.
Yeah.
It's got to be deep enough as an individual for you. You can't just go, oh, do you know what? I want to go solo, but I haven't really got deep enough reasons for me.
Mm.
My reasons were I really want to push on in my life and I want to stop the chaos.
Yeah.
Some people don't need to, but like it was understanding those
Yes.
things to get to the next level.
And I think I love what you just said there. Some people might not need to, because I think sometimes even with my coaching, people get this assumption that, right, this guy's sober. That means that I need to be going sober. That's the way that I'm going to improve and progress my life, right? But we both know that that's nothing nothing I've ever actually told you or nothing I ever tell my clients. I just kind of make their own minds up. And I think it's everyone understanding who they want to be and how
Yeah,
can we get them to be aligned with that person. And it just so happens that the route that you chose for yourself was to go sober because you realized your life is a lot better without it. And when it's involved, there's a lot of problems going on, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Same for myself, right? And going through the coaching, mate, what are some things that you're proud of that you've achieved, over the time that we've spent or known each other? Like, what are some highlight moments for you? I'm assuming, being 18 months, you say 18 months? 18 months sober is one of these things, right? What are some personal and professional achievements that you're proud of or things that you did achieve that you'd like to mention?
There's a lot, and it's hard because you kind of just roll with it. You don't. But I think there's been a lot of positive impact on me changing myself for the better. So, for example, where I work now, our team,
Mm,
everyone around us on lunchtimes is running,
nice.
which is creating a really positive environment where people want to be healthy. People, some people aren't sober, some people do still do it, and it doesn't matter either way. But people are putting a positive, healthy impact on their lives. So it's
Mm,
really good to see, because recruitment can have a reputation of lots of socializing, lots of going out drinking, um, but it's created a really positive impact on our environment. Obviously, 18 months sober is a huge milestone. I
sure.
think off the back of that, my relationships with my family, and my friends, my partner has grown massively.
Nice.
Um, Professionally, I think I take it for granted now, but I'm in every day early.
Yeah.
I work late. I work with high intensity. Last year, I achieved everything I set out to achieve. And then from like a fitness perspective, I'm the fittest I've ever been in my
How many
life.
marathons you run now?
I've done six.
Yeah,
I,
but this is what I'm saying. So when I said that, you're probably like, there's been so much, but it's like you're probably not even recognizing how many things you've actually done and what you've achieved and
yeah,
where life becomes so normal for you now. What I mean by that is like what you said, you wake up on time, you do your runs, you're high intensity at work, your relationships are better, you're fucking exceeding in work, people around you have had a positive impact and effect around you. Like that's your normal life now.
yeah.
And does that amaze you from like what it was like before to what it is now? And I know it feels normal for you now. It's hard to really recognize how far you've come with it.
Well, one of the things that I learned through your course was the importance of reviewing
Yeah.
and journaling. So every single day I will write in and out. And sometimes it's really detailed. Sometimes it's just whatever my wins are for the day. Um, Even just getting up and feeling fresh and getting to work early is a win for me.
Mhm.
Drinking a certain amount of water, professional wins, etc. At the end of every week, I'll always go back over because with our mindsets, it's very easy to just go back into the next week, the next week, the next
Yeah.
week, and
Yeah.
actually take a step back and think, wow,
Yeah.
look at what you've achieved. So that's also been something that I've learned through a course, which has been a game changer for me. Without fail, every single week I will review personally and professionally in all aspects of my life, just to make sure that I'm not getting ahead of myself, or I'm not, because I am all or nothing,
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that's really helped.
Good man. If you could describe where you was at before the coaching to where you are now, either in a saying, a phrase, or a feeling, where you felt and how you feel now, how would you describe that?
That's a good question. So from where I was before to where I am now,
Yeah.
how would I describe that? I think it feels like it's been a really long period of time,
Hmm.
but in reality, it hasn't.
Mm.
It's been 18 months. It's been 2 years, but I would say it's been revolutionary for me to from where I was there in my mindset to where I am now. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Like the way I look at life, the way I look at everything has completely changed. So it's hard to put it into a word.
Yeah.
Uh, just to give you like a shift in my mindset, just in an 18-month period, it's completely changed everything.
And even that, right? We've worked together a couple of times, right? And it's not been because I hope that it's not been because you fell off, right? How do you feel like all of the things that you've learned throughout the coaching had made a lasting effect and a change on you without me needing to be by your side and helping you?
Yeah, like so the course I've done twice. So the
Mm,
first time was obviously the huge impact on my life because it taught me loads of new things. The second time was obviously recently,
mm,
and that's just to re-go over the things that we learned because there's so much that you take in
mm.
on those 12 weeks originally. And this time it was just to refresh on the important things, your
Yeah,
values, your purpose, just realigning those areas just to give me that little refresh to
yeah,
then
for
go
sure.
each time. And you never know, in 6 months or a year's time, I might look at it again because it's just that little reset button to remind you of what's important to get yourself
Mm.
back on track to perform at
Well,
those
it's
highest.
not just that. It's like when you get there, when you overcome one problem, you create another in a good
Yeah,
way. You know what I mean? Not a problem, but what I'm saying is like, right? You fucking go like this, you get here, and your level of operation is here, but then you end up staying there for a little while, and you start feeling a bit flat. You're nowhere near where you was, but you just feel a little bit flat, and you're like,
yeah,
fuck, I need to get up there. How do I make that happen again? And I think that's
yeah,
why we jumped on that call the last time to realign, to readjust and get yourself back up to that next level. But it's good to hear that you're always applying all of the principles. I know that and see that just by how I see you operating with the team, how I see that operating in your personal life, running the marathons, doing all the things, showing up in the community, and everything
yeah.
you've done and achieved, mate, and continuously achieved has been incredible to see, right? If there's anything you'd like, is there anything you'd like to share about your journey? Or if there's anyone watching this call that's thinking about, "Oh, should I do coaching? Should I do coaching? I don't get it. This guy might be a scam, or does this guy get results? Or I've never tried anything like this before. They might be a bit hesitant and wary. What would you say to that person? Or is there anything you'd like to share, that would might help someone take a, committed decision to become a better version of themselves?
Yeah, so I think on my journey is you've never got it fully figured out. Even after we had a conversation. You're obviously 5 years sober. You still have life will still throw stuff at you,
Yeah.
and you've never, no matter how much coaching you've done, you always got to constantly be working on yourself.
Mm.
And then with regards to anyone that's looking into coaching, um, it's changed my life. Basically, it has really, really changed my life. Being part of that community, meeting yourself, has honestly changed my life.
No.
Um, and I wouldn't be saying these things on a call. Obviously, people that know me know that I'm very honest, sometimes too honest. But what I actually looked at a few different coaches before selecting yourself, Jack, and I think
Mm.
the thing that resonated the most with me is just the pure honesty of your background.
Mm.
Sometimes, working in the corporate space or trying to put yourself out there and provide services to individuals, sometimes people can water down their personality or water down their past. But for me, it was just so relatable and so raw that I was like, this is exactly the sort of person that I need to be working with, because he
Mm.
understands what it's like growing up in this era, growing up from the backgrounds that people come from the sort of areas that we're from, the sort of circles that we mix in, sort of in industries that we go into. You completely get it to a
Mm.
T. And
Mm.
then just opening up this different mindset, which you can take from that background into these young individuals. You just get it.
Mm.
Um, so if there's anyone that's been on a similar path or are questioning it, just give it a go, because it all starts from just having a conversation, and then you never know where it can take you.
Appreciate it, mate. Really thankful for your words. Really well done on everything that
Yeah,
you've done, and thank you just for investing and coach and helping me, coach and get you where you want to go. It's been a pleasure, mate. I really like working with individuals like yourself. Was a similar situation to where I was, and that gives me, deep passion and purpose, knowing that I can help the version of you. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Thank you very
thank you.
much. Bye bye.
Speak soon.